Siddhartha Gautama, also known as Buddha, was the founder of Buddhism and a key figure in the history of spirituality and philosophy. Siddhartha Gautama was born in the 6th century BCE in the region now known as Nepal. He was born into a noble family and grew up surrounded by comforts and luxuries. However, at the age of 29, Siddhartha decided to leave his life of wealth behind and seek answers to the deepest questions about human suffering and the purpose of life. During his spiritual quest, Siddhartha encountered different teachers and practiced various disciplines, including meditation and extreme asceticism. However, none of these practices provided him with the answers he sought. Eventually, Siddhartha decided to meditate under a Bodhi tree. During his meditation, he attained enlightenment and became Buddha, which means the awakened one. From that moment on, Buddha began to spread his teachings to help find the path to liberation from suffering. The Four Noble Truths are fundamental to Buddhist teachings and offer a profound understanding of human suffering and the path to liberation. The first truth is called the Noble Truth of Suffering or dukkha. This truth states that suffering is an inherent part of human existence. Suffering can manifest in various forms, both physical and mental, and encompasses pain, illness, aging, dissatisfaction, sadness, and stress. The second truth is called the Noble Truth of the Origin of Suffering or samudaya. This truth points out that the origin of suffering lies in desire and attachment. Suffering arises when we cling to transient things and hold onto unfulfilled desires. Desire and attachment can take many forms, including the desire for sensory pleasure, the desire to be or have something, and attachment to concepts and identities. The third truth is called the Noble Truth of the Cessation of Suffering or Nirodha. This truth states that it is possible to end suffering by eliminating its cause. By freeing oneself from desire and attachment, one can experience a state of peace and liberation called nirvana. Nirvana is the realization of the true nature of reality and the liberation from the endless cycle of suffering. The fourth truth is called the Noble Truth of the Path to the Cessation of Suffering or Magga. This truth presents the Noble Eightfold Path as the path to end suffering. The Noble Eightfold Path consists of 8 interrelated aspects: right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These aspects guide practitioners toward a balanced, ethical, and mindful life. The Four Noble Truths provide a philosophical and practical framework for understanding the nature of suffering and the pursuit of liberation. By following the Noble Eightfold Path and cultivating understanding and wisdom, it is said that one can attain enlightenment and find inner peace. The Noble Eightfold Path is one of the central elements of Buddhist teachings, and represents the path to the cessation of suffering and spiritual realization. It consists of 8 interrelated aspects that encompass different areas of life and Buddhist practice. These 8 aspects are: 1. Right understanding refers to having a precise understanding of the Four Noble Truths, the nature of suffering, and ultimate reality. It involves understanding impermanence, interdependence, and the absence of a permanent self. 2. Right thought involves cultivating right thoughts and attitudes based on generosity, benevolence, compassion, and wisdom. It entails abandoning harmful thoughts such as hatred, greed, and delusion. 3. Right speech consists of using speech skillfully and beneficially. It involves refraining from lying, malicious speech, hurtful words, and gossip, and instead cultivating honest, kind, helpful, and compassionate speech. 4. Right action refers to engaging in ethical and morally right actions. It involves abstaining from harming other living beings, stealing, engaging in inappropriate sexual conduct, and participating in destructive actions. Instead, one seeks to cultivate kindness, generosity, and respect for all beings. 5. Right livelihood refers to earning a living in an ethical and sustainable way. It involves avoiding professions or activities that cause harm to other living beings or are detrimental to oneself or society. Instead, one seeks to find livelihoods that are honest, beneficial, and non-exploitative. 6. Right effort involves cultivating diligent and constant effort in spiritual practice. It entails overcoming negligent attitudes, laziness, and complacency, and instead developing appropriate determination and dedication to progress on the path. 7. Right mindfulness refers to developing clear and conscious mindfulness in each present moment. It involves being fully aware of thoughts, emotions, bodily sensations, and experiences in the present moment, without judgment or attachment. 8. Right concentration consists of developing deep and stable mental concentration. It involves cultivating the ability to focus and unify the mind, overcoming distractions and mental fluctuations. Right concentration is crucial for deepening meditation and attaining higher states of consciousness. These 8 aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path are considered interdependent and practiced together to achieve spiritual growth, wisdom, and liberation from suffering. The balanced development of each aspect is essential to follow the Buddhist path and attain enlightenment. Buddha also emphasized the importance of impermanence, interdependence, and non-identification with the ego as essential components for understanding the nature of reality and attaining liberation. Buddha's teachings spread rapidly over the centuries and gave rise to Buddhism as one of the major religions of the world. Buddhism is practiced in different forms and traditions worldwide and has influenced many areas, such as philosophy, psychology, and meditation. In summary, Siddhartha Gautama, or Buddha, was a spiritual seeker who attained enlightenment and became the founder of Buddhism. His teachings focus on human suffering and the path to liberation through the Noble Eightfold Path and understanding the nature of reality.